I got to talk for a minute about this national anthem issue that started with freaking Colin Kaepernick. First of all, everybody in all of pro and college athletics needs to know this. You are there to entertain us. That is it. You are there to entertain everybody. That's it. Without us paying or watching on TV for you to run around and play whatever your sport is, God bless you've got all this talent and you can do all these wonderful things that we are willing to sit and watch on TV or pay for to be there and let you entertain us. It's not about you, though. It's about we want to be entertained. That's what you're for, to entertain us. If you can't accept that, then don't play the game. We love that you're awesome at it. God bless. You're awesome. You are not so awesome that you can sit out on the national anthem. I believe everyone has made that perfectly clear. Colin Kaepernick is a nobody now. Nobody cares. And the issue has been raised over and over and over again that we do not tolerate this. So, if we expect for you to be present when the national anthem is performed, then you should be present. You should stand up, put your hand over your heart, whatever you need to do to honor the flag and the anthem. That is what we do in this country as patriots. If you don't want to be in this country, leave. Go play soccer somewhere. You know what? They'll probably make you stand for their anthem. Stupid! You live in the best country on the planet where you're free to not stand or be present for the anthem. The least you could do is honor it and actually be there. So, now that I've gotten that off my chest, the most recent occurrence of this is with the LSU basketball women's team. Them and the Iowa team have had this rivalry since last year when it was such a huge matchup. Everybody's all hyped about the women's basketball matchups right now. It's so awesome. Oh, women's sports. Woo! That's all great. It's all tainted because of stupid things like this. They weren't on the court for the national anthem. And just a little context here. The reason this makes me so upset is because I am a little bit of an LSU fan. A lot of people don't know I actually lived in Louisiana for many years as a kid, and that's where I was even first old enough to even acknowledge or understand that you pull for a team. And like my friends, they pulled for the LSU Tigers, and so we learned that at that young age to pull for a team. And LSU was one of the first teams I remember pulling for as a kid. So I've always been a little bit of an LSU fan, even though I've moved around the country and had and become fans of other teams too. Whatever. So when this happened, I got really, really upset that the team wasn't even on the floor for the national anthem. And so I later learned that it's just part of it. They just happened to miss it because of their pregame routine or whatever. Their pregame routine shouldn't affect whether or not they're on the floor for the national anthem. The national anthem should be part of their pregame routine, regardless of when it happens. I don't care if it's inside your little 12-minute window where you feel like you need to go get in your headspace. Like the national anthem before a game should be so part of your DNA as a program that you want to be present for it regardless of when it happens. It is a huge moment in every sporting event. It has been for as long as anybody can remember. You'd be there for it. So anyway, it upset me that LSU wasn't there for it. I heard the coach's response, Kim Mulkey's response to the questions from the media about why weren't y'all on the floor? Well, it wasn't intentional. It was our pregame routine. That's not good enough. That's dismissive at best. Get your butt on the floor for the national anthem. So, being that it makes me ashamed. I was so upset about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to write an email to the athletic director and say, hey, what's up with this? I know this. It probably wasn't what it looks like. what's being done to make it better? How do we lead better in this way? That was sort of the tone of my email. Maybe I sort of worded it differently, but whatever. The response was in defense of the pregame routine, a reference to other teams, even football teams, oh my gosh, that do the same thing. They basically prioritize their pregame routine over the national anthem, and effectively dismissing my concern, or thanking me for my concern, but not really. Unacceptable. So then the Louisiana governor has come out and said maybe we should remove scholarships from student athletes who don't participate in the national anthem. It's not about the student athletes. I really don't believe it's just about the student athletes at this point. I think everybody has seen what happened to Colin Kaepernick. I don't think we should leave it in the hands of the athletes to make the decision. I think the coaches and the athletic directors and the presidents of these schools need to make it mandatory that you get your butt on the playing field, on the court for the national anthem. How hard is that? This is not that hard. It's not that much to ask. It's simple. It's not going to ruin your game if you have to be on the court for the national anthem. You just do it. If that ruins your game, you're not good enough for the game. We don't want to see you. It's just maddening. So while I appreciate the governor's position that maybe we should remove scholarships from the student, I think we should also consider removing the salaries from the athletic directors and coaches who can't lead. Be the leader. Why are we leaving it up to the kids? Why is it up to the students to make this decision? To be on the court, to be on the field. They're actually probably not the ones making the decision. They're not in control. Obviously, it's the coaches, which could obviously be dealt with by the athletic director. It's a leadership problem. It's not a student athlete scholarship problem. I've had it with the stupidity, the weakness that we have to witness constantly in every part of life, because we have so far abandoned our values, the things that we prioritize as important. And we got to start taking some steps somewhere to shore that up and get it right again. Something like the national, we're not asking everybody to say a Christian prayer. We're not asking everybody to bow to anybody's God. We're simply saying, as a nation, we're going to perform the national anthem, and everybody's going to stand in honor of that right now. If we're going to be in this nation and enjoy the freedoms that this nation has to offer, this is the one thing we can do that unifies us and reminds us what we have to be thankful for all those who served and died to protect the freedoms that we get to enjoy every day. Now, let's do that before we enjoy this sporting event. If we can't do simple things like that, then my God, where are we headed? Okay, now that I got that off my chest, I can feel better about it, let it go, and just ask, can we all do better? Can we just all do better? Please? It doesn't take much. Do better.